Hello to you, my fellow Dark Ones. How are you guys doing today? How's life? So in between the episodes, I haven't done anything of importance. We do have a basement now, which is incomplete. It's my escape hatch. You know, just in case of a blood moon. I do have to continue digging though. And ignore these guys. I don't know what happened. I also played around with AgriCraft and I tried to get the important seeds that we need. One of them is obviously wheat, because I need food. And the other most important thing is actually soybeans from Pam's Harvest Craft. Again, for food, because you get tofu, you get soy milk, and you get firm tofu, which is also our dictionary for meats. Other important crops are strawberries, raspberries, and blackberries. They're not important, I just like berries. Oh, and yeah, melons and pumpkins. I also decided to clean up the place and moved our steel production to over there. I don't know if they work with the chimney, but the chimney looks nice. Sue me. You know, I put them over there because I thought since we have pollution in this mod pack, maybe it's good to spread out. However, while building this, I ran into a bit of a problem. I don't have iron to convert it into steel. That's my entire supply of iron. That's it. We have more steel, but that's the iron. So mining is not really paying off for me, but maybe one of the methods that we can get some iron and vanilla ores is going to be sieving. And guess what? You can even get a better yield on these ores. You hammer them down, you get more. And then you do hammering again. You get a teeny tiny bit more, that's it. So long story short, we need to automate sieving and also expand it as much as we can. However, we have another problem, power. These garbage generators that we have over here, they're not the most efficient. They can barely keep up with one machine. Hence, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Stirling engine. And of course, the heavy version, which is made out of steel, because we don't have iron. I converted most of that into steel. The Stirling engine works with heat and it does not have a GUI, so it does require some sort of a heat source underneath. And of course, the more heat, the more power it's going to generate. So naturally, I thought I go with a firebox because it's more efficient. And well, efficiency is at 6.6, which is garbage. And that's the amount of RF that we're getting, which is also garbage. But if we remove the firebox and put a heating oven, see what happens. Efficiency goes way higher, and that's the amount of RF, which is not that bad. However, one bonus of the heating oven is that I think you can stack them. So if we have two of them and put the engine on top... Oops, that's not good. Actually, it's not that bad. It's the steel version, so it shouldn't explode. I think we are going to roll with this one. Why not? Yeah, I would say that's a good roll. Anyway, so first off, we are extremely poor. We are supposed to have two engines. We only have the one. We are going to have the second one as well. For getting rid of the pollution, I do have the smokestack. And this one actually does work because you see the smoke coming out of the smokestack, not the engine or the boilers. Also, we don't want the engines to be running constantly, therefore I have made some capacitors. So there is something called a battery socket. You can either put batteries inside or capacitors. Batteries can hold more charge, but their input and output rate is a bit slower. Capacitors hold less, but their input and output is way better. You just have to put them inside a battery socket. You know, you take them out, you put them in. And these are the gold capacitors, and unfortunately that was our entire supply of gold. I don't think even we have one single ingot or a nugget. We have a broken gold ore. Oh, actually one ore. Nice. I did the cabling in the back. This is also a cable, but it's in block form and I thought it looks nicer. Because you know, you won't have that many holes in the ground. However, talking about sieving, I think this time we're going to go with a compressed sieve and a compressed hammer. The problem with the hammer is that it does require like 8 hammers made out of diamond, and I have to check if we have enough diamonds. Barely. So there you go, a compressed hammer and one auto hammer. And of course the most important thing is that does our investment pay off, because I think this guy consumes a lot more power than the normal hammer. Oh, I needed the converter. Oops. So here's the converter. We're not getting any power. Yeah, the reason that we were not getting power is not the cable. You have to configure your battery socket. I think this means without a redstone signal, just input. This is both ways, and this is just output. But yeah, it works fine. The conversion rate of HE to RF is just garbage. Anyways, I have also noticed there is a compressor. Let's see if it does require power. I was searching for this, but I was searching for the wrong thing. I was searching for a compactor. So do you need power? Sadly. Well, thankfully, I think there is a cheaper way. The problem is that I don't really remember the name of the thing that I want to craft, but I think, yeah, that's it. Combinator funnel. Yeah, it does a 3x3, a 2x2. It's not bad. And it works for free. I have set up our sieve and hammer. Ignore how it looks at this very moment. Later on we are going to have a structure for it, but at this very moment I'm extremely poor. So we have the hammer, we give it compressed cobblestone, it will give us 9 gravel. Everything goes inside the hopper, then goes inside the funnel, which we can compress it again into compressed gravel, and then we sieve it. However, if you look at the converters, we are actually losing power while the engine is running at 100% capacity. So definitely we need the second engine. Oh, it needs gold, like 16 ingots. And we got nothing. Yeah, we literally have nothing. I think you might have a better chance if you sieve sand. Not significantly better, but it's not the worst. At least we got 1 chunk. Yay, we got 2. Yep. Yeah, if we do manage to get fortune, then our problems will be solved. The problem is that I don't know how to get a fortune book. I don't even know if I have enough experience. Well, it seems that I have to go and do some mining, but before doing that, there is an add-on to your armor called Servo Set. If we add it to our chestplate, we will get haste 1 as well as plus 50% damage. It's good for mining and fighting. And I think if we also add it to our leggings, we can walk faster. That's actually not that bad. We can run really fast. There are 2 things that I hate, being poor and being slow. At least we did manage to solve one of them. Oh, wait a minute, my meteor charm. Yeah, you can have both. My bad. Anyways, see you in a bit. Alright ladies and gentlemen, I'm back from mining and we're rich. Relatively. Last episode I did mention that this modpack has a costume ore generation system, and I disabled it because I found it very confusing, and unfortunately in the process I screwed up vanilla ore generation. So gold was incredibly rare, you couldn't find diamonds, and I spent hours and hours and hours looking for iron, simple things. This seems to be more correct. Not the Certus quartz, that's from sieving. One of the things that I love the most is mining, and the mining that I used to do until right now was just garbage. There was something wrong. Anyways, long story short, there is a mod in this mod pack which will allow you to change the ore generation and also apply it to your current world. So the stone just turns into iron. And now that we have the gold, let's get the second engine. I have made stamps out of obsidian, they're way better and faster. I'm not using them because they might break. My fellow lords and ladies of darkness, it has been a moderate amount of time later and I have been trying to work around the base. I have also done a teeny tiny bit of mining, but I have made the second engine and I have also made an extra capacitor. We're going to have 3 more. Not right now, but very soon. Also at our blast furnace area, I did manage to make a very small bridge, because there's a river, I was tired of jumping up and down. And obviously, I have been cooking a ton of steel. It's 3 stacks every time. Not the best. Also, what do we do with all of this slag? You melt it down, you get slag. Okay. Well, you can make a block. However, there have been a few developments. The most important thing is that if you guys remember last episode, I was looking for milk. Even though I'm lactose intolerant. I wanted some milk because since we have ex nihilo in this mod pack, we can use milk in order to get slime balls. Guess what? In our mine shaft, somewhere down there is a slime chunk. And well, I found slime balls. Can use them in order to make frog lights. Didn't know that, but I was actually mainly interested in slime balls for the upgrades for the iron backpacks. Especially this one, precise quick deposit upgrade. You sneak and right click your backpack into a chest and it will deposit the items into the chest. As long as you have at least 1 item inside the chest, obviously. So that's a lovely news. Another thing is that, well, we have 2 more flares. I think I actually found them before finding the flare gun, so I didn't know what they do. So I just put them inside the chest without knowing what they are. We can get more drops. Don't fall on the roof. Actually, there was a meteor. Yeah, let's get the gun first. And let's order 1 more supply drop. Where did that one go? Oh, give me a good gun. Is it a good gun? Maybe not. Holy. We got a machine gun. It's from World War II. Yeah, we should start making a gun factory today. Also, this meteor did not have a treasure. What a jerk. I wanted to have a garden back door so that I can do some farming during the night and even during blood moons. This is why we have fences and barbed wire. I can confirm that it works, that was a meteor, but I cannot confirm if it works during blood moons. At night, we're fine. Oh, and by the way, just in case you're wondering how should we do our crops when we have weed in AgriCraft, well, you just have to take clippings. You make a clipper, you right click on the crop, and you get the clippings which are 10-10-10, they're basically seeds. I don't know if meteors are important or not, but maybe we get some sort of a rare metal from it. Oh, it's there. And you don't have a treasure. What a jerk. Anyways, over here there has been a few developments. We have a combination oven. What does it do? I'm glad you asked, because if you look at the quest book, the combination oven is a unique type of furnace that transforms items into their respective product and produce liquid byproducts. It's a fancy way of saying it's basically a coke oven. You get creosote oil and you get coal coke. I thought it's going to be a very useful thing because I have a ton of lignite coal and we can convert it into coke. I also wanted to make a very small factory, but I don't like the blocks. It doesn't go well with the rest, but that doesn't change the fact that I do need to work on some of the machines and automate them, so we will put them in there, then we will change the blocks. But first things first, let's get more capacitors. I just made some gold wires. That's enough for 2 of them. The third one is being prepared. Yeah, we're just missing the one. Anyways, I was struggling a lot with this furnace and I noticed that the problem is with the firebox. If we use a heating oven, then it's going to work incredibly fast. Relatively fast. That's not a bad speed. So I thought maybe we can do something similar that we did with the engines. Have 2 heating ovens. Yeah, heat is full. And now it's way faster. But it dropped. Okay, that's fine. We can't do something similar. But we do need to automate it. This is why I made the structure over here, because we want to use some conveyor belts. Actually, I thought, why use conveyor belts? We need something compact, and conveyor belts are not compact. Let's use Project Red transportation. And yeah, it took me like 40 minutes just to gather these material. A bit later, we are also going to use that in order to make some sort of an inventory management system, but for the moment, we just want to automate these furnaces. So I have an input chest over here, and the way that we connect everything into a network pipe is through a routed interface pipe. Every single machine and inventory has to be hooked up to these interface pipes, so one for the heating oven, one for the furnace. And then using normal transport pipes, we can just connect them. Like so. So if we get some dust as well as some coal coke, put it inside the chest like so, you might notice they're staying there. That's because we need cards. I just remembered, I forgot one of the cards. So I think if we get one of these item extractor chips, come to the filter option and put it on blacklist. We put it on the item interface pipe next to the input, and then we take some responder chips. Again, we right click in midair, put it on blacklist, and put them on these interfaces. Items should start moving. Perfect. So the oven should get coal, and items that can be smelted goes inside the furnace. And we need one more card. They're very expensive, I'm sorry. So yeah, here's the last one. Basically, the extractor extracts items from an inventory and the responder inserts items into an inventory. Now, in the other furnace, we have some smelted items and we want to put them back inside the chest, which I'm not sure if we can. But let's try that anyway. So, blacklisted, we can have both, right? Yes. And I can have a responder here. Will it come back? Oh, that actually worked. So we can do it in one pipe and one chest. I need more cards. I don't really understand why the sun is up and it's still raining even though I have slept twice. Maybe there is a bug. But I have brought our shredder and a generator over here and I thought maybe we can automate our ore processing. So as usual, I have an interface pipe under the shredder. That should work. We connect it to our main cable, and maybe over there we're going to need a junction. Make things a bit more smooth. So out of the ores that I'm shredding, there is one exception, and that is cobalt. Therefore, we take an extraction card, we go to filter, we want to blacklist cobalt, so everything else will be whitelisted, right? That goes here. It's romantic. Yeah. But for testing purposes, let us take a few ores. And we put them inside the shredder. Yeah, you see, I just slept. It's still raining. So, once the job is complete, everything goes inside the crate and goes inside the furnaces? Yes, that is true. Whenever the job is finished, it will extract the items. Not right now. I don't know the reason. As for cobalt, let's have a combination crafter, another interface pipe, and we put it to 3x3. We whitelist cobalt. So if there's any cobalt, goes in there. Cool. Also over here, I just figured it out. We don't need to blacklist cobalt. It doesn't have anywhere else to go. It just goes inside the funnel. We can even increase the priority. I don't have any cobalt to crush, but we do have some tiny cobalt dust. Will it get converted? That is true. So we are shredding the cobalt, it goes inside the combinator funnel, and now we need to put it inside the furnaces. I think the funnel is site sensitive, so let's put it to down and blacklist. So the extraction card goes in. Where do you go? Is it like you don't know where to go? Probably. But it's working. I thought maybe we should also have a shelf and make this place a bit more fancy. You know, maybe with some ingots as well. That looks nice. No, the entire place is garbage. But at least it works. But now that we actually got into project grade transportation, let's try to set up our inventory system. We're using the routed request pipe. What we need are interfaces, as usual. We can connect them to chests. We connect everything to the request pipe. And if we put a broadcaster chip on blacklisted inside each one of the interfaces like so, and you know, put some items inside the chest, we can request them. At least I can hide the chests. It's not the best, I give you that. Another thing is that can we hide it using forge microblocks? Better than nothing. Actually, if you spend some time, you can hide it perfectly. Almost perfectly. But here's what we're going to do. We are going to have a steel crate, right? That's going to be our input chest, meaning that whenever we come in, our backpacks are full, we just empty everything inside this steel crate and it will go to the chest. That does require one interface pipe. And obviously one extraction chip, we make sure it's blacklisted. You go in, and then we can cheat a bit and hook up more than one chest to one interface, I think. Inside the interface pipe, we're going to have an item broadcaster chip and one responder chip. Obviously, the broadcaster is for the request pipe, and the responder is for the steel crate. So if we dump some garbage, it should go here. Lovely. I'm cool with that. Also, if we want to request something, I don't know, the cobblestone, give me. That's fun. It's not applied energy 6, but it works. Whenever we have an episode, I ask you guys, how's life? Nobody asks me, how's my life? Because at this very moment, it's garbage. It's a stupid blood moon. It's also raining, so we have an Enderman teleporting every 2 seconds. And funny enough, I died once, and I have been creepered. I was breaking the chest to put them inside our system, and unfortunately something exploded. Maybe a grenade? I don't really know. And then I remembered, I haven't torched up this place, so I broke a block, and there was a creeper right here. There is a very high chance that we have lost a few items, but in any case, that's our system. And it works fine. Organized and in one terminal. Stop teleporting, or stop raining, do something. So the stupid blood moon is over, but it's raining so nobody's burning. Now that we have a decent inventory system, it's time to work on cosmetics. I'm running away, we don't care. But there's a creeper in front of me, maybe not. Anyways, we are looking for a jungle biome and unfortunately it's like 5,000 blocks away. And the reason that we are looking for a jungle biome is that I want rubber. I live here, I haven't seen that. And I think we are going to need a boat, right? That's the ocean. Also, this is 1.7. I think boats break. Even though this one looks different, it's the new texture. It has pedals. Oh, it wasn't an ocean. See you in a bit. Okay, so I have traveled 5,000 blocks. And that's the jungle. And then I remembered we had the market from Pam's Harvest Craft. So yeah, that happens. But on a very positive note, I found flares. It's food, right? Probably. Alright ladies and gentlemen, I'm back home, and all we needed was some jungle wood. The thing is, during the blood moon I was going through the JEI or NEI or whatever it was called back then, and I figured out if you put jungle logs inside a burner press, you get latex. You could have also gotten it from dandelions, but unfortunately AgriCraft takes like ages. Besides, I needed some logs for the cocoa beans. Just pretend that the market was not there. Anyways, using this rubber, we can make the T51B power armor. It's a bit expensive, but I think we should be able to manage it because it's mainly titanium, which you can also loot it from somewhere. It's fine, we can even craft it. I even have the gas mask which we can repair. Yeah, with iron. The only thing that I don't have is that, which also requires a microchip and silicon. Oh boy. Hence, even though I wanted to look very fancy, we're just wearing a gas mask. But we have the rest of the armor, so I guess today we're just semi-fancy. Obviously I could not make the microchip, but funny enough we have 2 of them, so it's lootable from something. But I don't know what that something is. I mean, I tried looking at the footage, I never found anything. But in general, life must go on, so let's try to advance through the quest book. We want to reach oil as soon as possible. In that way, I can get my circuits. And also maybe get into applied energy sticks? I'm not sure. Our next order of business according to the quest book is graphite ingots. At first I thought it's going to be something incredibly super fancy, but no, it's quite simple. We just need a flat stamp and some coal coke. And apparently any coal coke will do. Yeah, that's graphite. And that is the quest. Our next order of business according to the quest book is the arc welder. Honestly speaking, we don't really have an immediate use for it, it's just part of the chapter 1 and we want to finish it. It's mainly used for missiles, applied energistics and welded plates. That's it. But in any case, it's relatively cheap. We need graphite electrodes, a bunch of other gizmos, and voila. Thank you. And it seems the final thing that we can do is the chemical plants. I'm saying the final thing we can do in this chapter because there is a strand caster, which is like a better smeltery, but it does require dish. So somebody made a boo-boo, because dish itself is from the next chapter. Ladies and gentlemen, I have made myself 2 chemical plants and I can assure you, one of them is outside. Probably next to that charged creeper. It's dark, I can't really see. But I thought since it's a blood moon, maybe we should use our time productively, so here are some upgrades for the chest. And if possible, we want to do some upgrades to our drawers as well. Eventually, very soon we are going to get into applied energistics, so I don't think this really matters, so we can get away by having these frame drawers 2x2. They're also a bit smaller, but at least we can fit in more items. Alright, these are the items that I have in bulk, or at least I can have in bulk. I have hooked it up to our storage system. We do have our interface pipe. As usual, there is a broadcaster chip and 3 item responder chips. This time it's not on blacklisted, there's actually a filter for every single item, and priority is +1. So hopefully everything that we want just goes in there. Let's also lock the drawers just in case. We should be fine. So if I get all of my slag and put it back in there, will it go inside the drawers? We should have like 600 and something. Yeah, it's going in. Perfect. Yeah, in this way I'm not using the chests that much. Very cool. Most of the chests are empty, but we do have a hole in the wall, which is perfectly fine. I am going to fix that very soon, but before that I actually need an extra generator. I got an extra heart. So the thing is, now that I'm wearing this power armor, you might notice that we are actually consuming power whenever we're moving. There are charging stations in this modpack and they look actually very cool. If you're close to them, they get activated. And since I spend most of my time over here, I thought maybe we can have a setup over here. On this side. And yes, I'm aware that the blood moon has been over for like 2 nights, but I got distracted. Oh, and by the way, I found a diesel generator. It was inside a hidden room inside one of the houses in the mountain. It's just that I don't have gasoline. Or diesel. Maybe I do. Yeah, I found one. It's fine. We just go with wood burning generators. They are more reliable. So we can have a cable and we can have the generator in the back. We turn it on. Yes, I'm aware it doesn't have fuel. Don't you worry. We will fix that. Then we need a tunnel to here. Also this time before I get creepered, let's put some glowstone for light. Yeah, so the generator is going to send its power into a battery buffer, which I have also made a bunch of gold capacitors. Come on, we will use one of those. And just to keep everything neat, we are going to have cabling like that. That looks horrifying. I thought it will just have dots. It's okay, we do it something like this. This should be fine. Range is garbage. Long story short, we have a garbage generator, sends its power into a capacitor. The capacitor is going to hold the power and send everything to these charging stations. The range is very garbage, so if you have like 3 of them in a row, it doesn't really work. One of them will not. But this setup works. You see? We're charging up. And we're done. Also, to provide coal for the generator, here's what we're going to do. As usual, we shall have an interface pipe. And this time we're going to use a chip called Stock Keeper. We just want to fill everything with coal. That goes in, and if I remove the coal out, we should get something. Yeah. We also need to get rid of the coal ash, so I have an extractor card. I guess it doesn't really matter to be blacklisted or whitelisted for coal, but that should work fine. And by the way, I have also discovered that there are some things called floodlights. Recipe isn't that horrifying, you need bromine. We found some. And the floodlight looks slightly more cool and gives more light. And regarding our chemical plants, I do have a big plan for them. Unfortunately, that plan hinges on one item. Blueprints. So there are different blueprints which we have to loot from different buildings, and so far I did not manage to find a single one, so I'm assuming they're inside the reactor. The one that I want is this one, Stone Obsidian Instant Aggregate. So what does it do? Well, if we do manage to get some cobblestone, we can put it inside a chemical plant and get sand and gravel at the same time. We can also speed upgrade this guy, so it's going to be faster. And it's going to be great for sieving. So I do know that a few reactors exist, the problem is getting into them without dying. Hence, we are going to have some hazmat suit. I haven't made it yet. You just get it from the cloth. Well, that's not the main hazmat suit that we want to make, because there is also an upgraded version. Let's get some redstone. We shall upgrade the cloth, we get the advanced version, and then there's even something better. Lead reinforced hazmat suit. You know, I'm doing all of this, but I'm not even sure if we go in, will we survive? I guess we will know. I think you craft it like any other armor. That's the boot, legging, and we cannot have even the chest plates without a proper. It's perfectly fine. I have planted some jungle trees. We can have more latex. The stupid helmet was super expensive, but we got all the parts. However, there is a gas mask combo filter. I think it's a good one. Can we put it on the helmet? Ah, yeah. You wear the helmet, you right click. So now it has a filter. Also, let's try not to take everything with us. You know, just in case we die. Oh, you walk slowly. Oops, I removed my upgrades. Anyways, I'm telling you right now, even if we die, I'm not gonna go back and claim my grave. Yeah, I don't have anything of importance on me. We seem to be fine. Okay, so these are radioactive. And we're walking in the middle. Yeah, it does contaminate uranium. Not sure if we should carry uranium on us. Another question is that where is the chest? There's a Geiger counter somewhere. You plutonium hex. Oops, that's not good. I just wanted to get in and everything is reinforced. I like that thing. But that's the Geiger counter. Shut up. Hazmat kit, plutonium RTG. I don't think we have to carry those things. And also, I just wanted to mention there's not much loot. I'm throwing up blood. Okay, I thought maybe we should play it in a creative world, see if we can actually find it, and yes, I did manage to find it. Look, that's the one that we want. So the thing is, this is something that we can craft. Unfortunately, it requires something called precision assembly line, and that's not gonna happen. I mean, it is going to happen, it's just going to happen a bit late. There's also a Bopmazone. It's like the Amadron tablet, which you can purchase it, but you need Dash to unlock it. In this structure, we did manage to find both of them. I mean, both of the blueprint booklets. So I have seen one of these structures when we were looking for the jungle. Maybe we should go and find it. The problem is that it's well guarded. Yes, we're back. Also, if you cheat in a parallel universe, everybody will know. Anyways, we don't need the hazmat suit. We go find the tower. So we take a Panzerschreck. We have some grenades. And yeah, I did manage to buy a blueprint from Bopmazone, but that's not the correct one. We also have some weapon airdrops. And we also have 2 airstrikes. Let's see what we get. So, fun fact of the day, don't order them at the same time, because now I can't find the third one. It's okay. I think we're good. Yeah, it does seem I was correct. But where are the mobs? Wait a minute. Did they, like, despawn? Yeah, I think they despawned. I brought so much garbage with me. Yeah, they literally despawned. Or burned. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, they just spawned. We fire. Didn't do anything. We fire again. Either my aim is garbage or the weapons are garbage. Oh, I hit him. Let's go in, I guess. Also, it's always wise not to go the intended route, because there could be booby traps. Hello. That's the command post. But that's a Geiger counter. Let's also try not to do anything stupid. Where do we have to be? I fell down. I got scared. I do that. I think they have a turret. Maybe not. We do it with the sword. Titanium blades. I don't know. We take it. There are more iron crates. Coffee. Why not? Raw coffee bean. Oh, I can make my own coffee then. But that's where we want to be, right? And that's not the booklet. Well, it is a booklet. It's not the booklet that I wanted. That's the problem. Well, if that is the case, let me try to see what we can find here. Because, you know, there are crates and there are loot piles. Okay, obviously, it was not in that stupid crane. Therefore, I decided to continue exploring and, well, we have arrived here. Yes. So it wasn't all for nothing though. I did manage to find 2 more microchips. You find them inside these ships. Or maybe it's like any other loot, you find it everywhere. Is that the reflection or is there... Oh, it's big. Let's hope I don't die. It's like 4,000 blocks away. Gun is ready? Yes. We go in. And make sure it's not booby-trapped. Yeah, there is a mine. We don't really want canned food. I found a desert temple. We're good on food. There's another mine. I don't know how to defuse mines. Is the thing. Explosive charge. Oh. Hi. Oops. Machine crate. Oh. Oh. So there's a breeding reactor. There's a combustion engine something. A generator. Nothing important. That scared me. Well, we found oil. Funny enough, there are no mobs. There is a tank. Oh, you can actually use it. You can repair and use it. We take it home then. I wanted the tank. My goodness. There's a mine every like 2 meters. Yeah, literally. Anything in there? No. It was a filing cabinet. You never... Oh. We found something. Give me. Analog circuits. Not the best. This is called kerosene barrel. Does it have any kerosene in it? I don't know. We take it. And I guess see you back at the base. Exploration was a bust. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm finally back home, and normally I would end it on a sad note, because we were not successful in finding the blueprint, but that's perfectly fine because next episode we are going to get oil. But I'm not actually sad because we did manage to find microchips, so that is my integrated circuit board. We also did manage to find some of these gas masks which we can repair using iron. That's a ghost image. And we needed more iron. Yeah, now we're fine. And if nothing has gone wrong, that should be my titanium helmet and my beautiful T51B power helmet. So I can wear that? That's fancy. I like that one. It looks fancy, right? In the desert temple where you find billions of food, I found this. Plus 5 hearts. So we can add that and we will have 5 more hearts. I love hearts. Where's the extra hearts? Also, why are we now losing power? I thought... Oh, it's because of the helmet. We do have to charge our armor once in a while, I guess. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one. Bye bye.